What are your expectations for RH? As we just mentioned, they source very heavily from Asia, specifically from China, and we saw those tariffs ramp up.
Yeah, good morning. Look, this is going to be an interesting report, okay? And the numbers are always important, okay, like, with every company. But I think what's going to be more important here is commentary from RH and the company's management team about how they are dealing with tariffs. This conversation across all the companies I follow, this is a big conversation right now. It's particularly notable in this home furnishings category because, like you said in your opening, so much product is sourced from overseas. But I think we're really going to be waiting for commentary from the management team as to the ways in which they plan to deal with tariffs.
So you say RH is actually a read in some other big retailers as well, whether it's Williams-Sonoma and Wayfair. All of them seem very closely tied to housing and people buying new houses and wanting to buy things for the new house. So some of these declines when it comes to RH and maybe some other retailers, obviously it's tariff related, but is it also the housing market and this kind of the slowdown in the housing market also weighing on RH and some of these other ones?
Yeah, look, I think that's actually the bigger factor, okay. The housing market. And we talk about that a lot, So I cover names such as Williams-Sonoma and Wayfair. So if you look at the home furnishing space, RH, Williams-Sonoma, Wayfair, they're kind of along the continuum, if you will, of home furnishings. And importantly, I spent a lot of time covering Home Depot and Lowe's as well. The big factor behind all of these companies is what I consider to be a stagnant U.S. housing market. Houses just aren't moving. And that movement in houses, people going from one home to another, buying their first home, is a big catalyst for spending within the home furnishing space. And right now, we just don't have that.
Yeah, I would think so, especially for an RH. Like when you buy a new house, you want to buy something special for it, as opposed to fixing up your house, where oftentimes you keep the same furniture. At least, most of the people I know. I want to just go a bit deeper. A lot of people are talking about earnings season coming up for Q2, and that we're going to see the impact of tariffs. In this case, are we going to see the impact of just a higher cost of goods sold because of shipping? I would imagine during the pause in RH, Williams-Sonoma, Wayfair, they're going to try to rush in a lot of goods during this pause, not knowing when it would end. Are we going to see a margin impact due to that effort to stock up on inventory? Are we going to also see a tariff impact? Is it going to be a double whammy? Or is one going to impact the results more than the other?
No, look, that's a great question. And I think it's really important to try to articulate this. So we just concluded our Oppenheimer Consumer Growth and E-commerce Conference. And as I was talking to companies over the past few days, this was a big topic. And the key here is a lot of companies, and RH is in this bucket, a lot of companies brought inventory in early. Okay, so right now, they're basically working through that inventory that has not yet been tariffed. Okay, so at the same time, so I'm talking to companies I follow, there's very much a trend. Okay, they're watching tariffs. Maybe we're getting some stability in what these tariff rates are actually going to be. Obviously, still very fluid, but some stability. So they're starting to think about how to adjust prices. So really, to answer your question, Frank, the impact of these tariffs, it will likely not happen until later this year. It's a second half 25, then obviously the 26 dynamic because of this lead lag relationship. So again, talking specifically about RH, you may see some tonight's report. You may see some tariff impact, but really more of that's going to be on the come.